to a friend whose laughter we can still hear ringing in our ears, whose voice we still seek out in a crowd, whose presence we are still chasing and clinging onto as it slowly, slowly ebbs away. We put on a brave face, for it is a reflection of your personality. Brave, resilient, a firm believer of this too shall pass, and a constant acknowledger that ni God. Yet, our hearts are shattered, and this too shall not pass. There is finality in this, too daunting to even think of how we move past this. We must, we shall, but it was never meant to be without your energy, your force, urging us through, holding our hands and standing tall with us. Jahmby, the only light in this tunnel we are in is that you're resting. Free from a pain we have watched as it ravished you, a pain you bore with grace and fortitude. You have truly fought a good fight, and now you have finished this race. This faith you have kept all through will be the faith we will keep as a placeholder for where you are sitting. A faith that will continue lighting up our paths in the days to come. A faith that will bear witness to your life and the testament that you are. A faith that allows us to let you rest, knowing that your light continues shining in us. Rest well, Jahmby, in the most perfect peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that tribute. Now I'm going to invite somebody who I think knows her very well, because they've been in the media circles together for the longest time, operating on the trend. And of course, there was also a special tribute on the trend making a special appearance, and this is Larry Madowo. Karibu sana.
Only Jahmby could bring Larry Madowo and Larry Asego in the same room. This is like 60% of the national supply of Larrys. It's definitely 100% of the supply of bald, bearded Luo men named Larry. Thank you. Finally, you're laughing. I say a lot, I'm from Siaya. Jahmby, but I went to school in Kisumu. Jahmby loved going to Kisumu. As I've said before, she's like, also Dumo nanipenda. Also Dumo, also mini rank sana, sana, sana. It was one of the joys of her life to go and do shows in Kisumu, because she just couldn't understand that all the way in Kisumu, she would do a show and people were psyched for her, that they'd come to her show, they loved her, everybody wanted to take a picture, she'd have full venues. That was one of the true joys of her life. And when we went back to the trend this past week to do a tribute for Jahmby, because that's the only way we wanted to honor her memory, a lot of people said it was nostalgic. Only the millennials. The Gen Zs didn't know who the fuck, I apologize. The Gen Zs didn't know who these wazees were. They were like, is this the guy for the leaking airport and the stadium? Jahmby and I first overlapped at Daystar. I don't know if you knew that. But we reconnected at Nation. And when we added an extra hour of the trend, and I was selecting the people I wanted to have on the panel, I went to Jahmby and Shiro first. And my whole brief to them was like, listen, we're gonna do this thing, it's an experiment. Ikikata sawa tumejaribu, ikiweza sawa. And I was like, if you come on the show, I want you to be hilarious or shady. And Jahmby was both. Sasa zingine I was like, Jahmby tuko kwa TV, cheza chini, nini, unachoma, tutafukuzwa hapa hivi. But she came and she came fully as herself. Every single Friday. There were times when she was in pain, when we'd sit in the little boardroom outside the NTV newsroom, and she'd had a difficult week, she was having a bad day. Then we'd go on the air, and for an hour she would bring joy to the country. She'd bring spirit, and she'd bring so much laughter. And that is the thing I remember most and love about Jahmby, that even in the midst of our own pain and suffering, she was still a light to so many people. And Jahmby was only a year older than me, but she lived multiple lifetimes. By the time she was on the trend, she had already been a news anchor. She'd already been a radio host. She was a reggae DJ. She'd lived all these other lives that we only saw her. She spoke French, she had 2 degrees. And you'd see her on stage and she was like possessed in that scene. That, for me, is the inspiration that I'll take from Jahmby, to live fully, to live meaningfully, to die empty. And I think she did. So I wanted to come and celebrate that and encourage us to live fully. Don't let your degree be your entire personality. Don't let your job be your entire personality. Explore all those different aspects of your life. And we honor her struggle. We celebrate her triumph over adversity and pain, and we'll keep her name alive. So I'll leave you with the last thing Jahmby told me the last time I saw her. God our bless.
Thank you very much. As I said, two Larrys in the same room, and I think we are the only Luos who are called Larry. But now that we are only two, pia wewe unachoma, choma kidogo hapo. As we wind up the tributes, I know if we had the time, the tributes would go on and on and on for weeks on end, and we might not be able to achieve all that today. I'm just going to call the last person to give a tribute, and then we're going to hand over back to Reverend to take us to the next part. And this is somebody who worked with Jahmby very closely, very many years. When she was on the road, this person also worked with her, DJ Techniques. That's what he called himself, but the government name, and if you send him money on M-Pesa, it's Victor Kilonzo. Is he here, or is he still on the road? Oh yes, yeah. So karibu sana.
Habari zenu. Nimekuwa DJ wa Jahmby for the longest, na hii death yake imeniit ad. So Kiki atanisaidia kusoma hii tribute.
Praise God. I'll read the tribute on behalf of Techniques. I've been Jahmby's personal DJ for so many years. We have traveled far, wide, and spreading positive message and uplifting, inspiring to our fans all over the world. Those who knew Jahmby knew there could be no Jahmby without Techniques. I knew Jahmby in 2006 when she came to enroll as a student at Black Supremacy Sound as a DJ Academy, where I was the tutor. Since then, Jahmby has been my friend and a sister too. She could not spend a day without calling me to ask how I'm doing. I've lost a friend and my personal MC. God gives and God takes. Rest well, Jahmby. That is it.
Thank you very much.